Guys, I'm going to my doctor's appointment.
Next right onto Wayside Road.
Sorry, my GPS is on. She's running her mouth. This video is gonna be weird, and I'll be honest with you guys. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it before. I've never thought of it before. I've never heard of it being used as something to help withdrawal, including my precipitated withdrawal, which this did wonders for my precipitated withdrawal. I mean, it took everything away. Anxiety, pain. I got to drink water, to keep hydrated through it, which really made a difference. You'd be surprised. Sorry, I'm driving through a construction zone. Sorry, guys. What's up, buddy? So, my buddy, he came over my house one day, like 6 months ago. My best friend in 26 years. I love him to death. He just had a kid, too. He's my hippie friend, so when I go to his house, he'll be like, come into Jay's rehab. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I remember the first time I tried to get off fentanyl, he, took me in there. I did a line of ketamine, and I went into a K-hole. And that's not how you're supposed to dose ketamine for depression, but I wanted to rewire my brain because I did have a bad acid trip with the same kid 2 years before that, and it made my emotions a total mess. Although sometimes I feel like I am, not hallucinating, but almost like this trippy feeling, but it's not bad, so that's actually what I'm happy about. Like, it makes me appreciate things more. Anyway, so remember, he's like, you want to do some whippets? And I said, well, what are whippets? I'm like, what the hell is that?
The quarter mile.
It's laughing gas, you know what I mean? It's just laughing gas. It's an element. I'm not going to go into the science because some people might not understand it, so I'm going to keep simply talking. Nitrous. I'm not condoning it because, if you have blood pressure issues, if there's, it could affect your blood pressure. It didn't affect mine. I have hyperthyroidism. You know what I mean?
Next right onto New Jersey 66
I'm surprised my thyroid didn't fry, which I kept my thyroid from frying by keeping propranolol, blood pressure, medicine in me during it, to not only maintain my blood pressure, to reduce the activity of my hyperthyroid. So I didn't go into a thyroid store, which, hey, I did it and I'm okay. Well, let me tell you guys, right? Miracle cure to withdrawal.
The right lane to take the New Jersey 18
when I tell you it doesn't do what Suboxone does, like I said in my other video, if you inject lidocaine into your leg and then, cut it, you're not going to feel the pain, you're going to feel just the pressure.
Right lane to take the New Jersey 18
well, when I did the nitrous, I love the shit. I'm not addicted to it, nothing like that. This was emergency use.
North for 2 miles.
I had, I think, 100 of them, right? So, throughout the day of this 20-hour hell, every hour I would dose through a balloon. I was dosing the nitrous. I had the cracker in the balloon. Just dose it up. And I'm telling you right now, it doesn't have any physically addictive properties to it. You're not going to withdraw. You're not going to need more. I needed more only because of what I was going through. I practically put myself under anesthesia, but while being awake for it, which was great because I knew what was going on. And there were moments when I remember when I would do the whip and I was like, I smiled. I felt no pain. My hypothalamus regulated, which was really weird. It stopped going hot and cold as much. Like, it made it bearable. I was like, wow. Mind you, I let this ride through all the way. I took all the opiates out of my brain. I feel like I've never even done a drug in my life now. I don't remember what the fentanyl feeling feels like anymore, so that's cool. That's probably my ADD. I forget shit, so I don't remember what the high feels like. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. I could watch a movie or something, maybe remember it by looking at triggers, but I don't remember it. But all I know is I hate it. You know what I mean? Like, I hate it, and I know what it does. But this is really like day 4 for me from a fentanyl withdrawal, precipitated withdrawal. I let it all out, handled myself. I'm good. I'm going to the doctor, changing my lifestyle today. I'm not on any maintenance meds. My brain rewired itself the trick that I did was, I'm like Dr. House. I'm not a doctor, but the way House works, the way his brain works, is how my brain works. I figured since I've already been traumatized twice by one bad acid trip and I had a kidney stone, that was traumatizing. I mean, that really, I didn't know what it was. Like, it left me in trauma. It really messed my brain up, you know? When I started doing the fentanyl, it started to just slowly make all that shit worse as time went on. So I got mad at myself and put myself through precipitated withdrawal, and I just let it run its course. I do not recommend it. Fentanyl, it stores in your fat cells. Like I said, there's other things that they're finding out about fentanyl as well, which, knowing the chemistry of fentanyl, it makes sense of why it would stick to your fat cells now that I think about it. But I'm like Dr. House. I figured, you know what? I traumatized myself then. This is a part of my brain, I swear, I feel is so powerful. I've been traumatized twice to a way that it permanently affected me. Let me traumatize myself again. I can rewire myself, except the lesson from this trauma will be never do it again, and I'll fear it and stay away from it rather than want to go back to it. I have no cravings. I don't ever want to see it. I mean, I don't even care. Even if I saw it right now, I wouldn't even care about it. I would just be like, oh, look at the pill. You know what I mean? It's not in me. I don't feel it anymore. You know what I mean? I let it rip everything out of me.
Half a mile.
So I re-traumatized myself by putting myself through that, and it worked. But back to the point of the video, nitrous, holy shit, it took everything away. And the lingering effects after nitrous were no depression, just like ketamine. No depression, no anxiety, and no pain. You don't even feel your hypothalamus. I mean, it literally makes you feel nothing. But it's not like you're injecting yourself with that bullshit heroin or fentanyl or oxycodone. You know what I mean? And you still get a slight euphoria. You still do get happy because you're like you're seeing sounds. It's like you're fucking... I remember my dog barked when I was up. And I heard... Rop, 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 rop. I'm like... I looked at her, I started laughing. I was like... I smoked a little weed. Just a little bit because it really does induce panic sometimes to me. But I kept doing the whips, you know what I mean, throughout that 20-hour period. It made it like, I didn't tell you guys this before, but I wanted to let you know after the case trial was done that it worked for me. I got them at a local smoke shop. They're just whipped cream chargers, the little black cracker or whatever color they come, and a fucking balloon. And when I tell you, all my symptoms disappeared. Like, I just didn't feel anything. I was just like watching a movie. I was watching a Bigfoot document. I love Sasquatch. I love the I'll get into that another day. I was watching it, you know, in this times where I think I'd be depressed, wanting to use and kill myself. I still felt, I knew my body was going haywire. My sympathetic nervous system was going haywire. But while I kept reinforcing the nitrous, it kept reinforcing my brain to tell me that it's going to be okay. This is just coming out of you. Just like that kidney stone did.
Onto Grant Avenue.
Oh my God. And when I tell you guys, it fucking helped. I'm not condoning go out and fucking get high on nitrous. But when you're going through pain of any kind, especially withdrawals from opiates, and you have nothing you can do to keep yourself from going to a facility or to keep yourself from giving in, getting more dope, whatever the hell you were doing, this took that edge off, man. I mean, look at me. This is like day 4 after a precipitated withdrawal. I was on fentanyl for 3 years, like a lot. Like fentanyl, there has to be a certain amount in you at all times in order to prevent withdrawals from happening in 4 hours. That's why it comes like mostly in patch form, spray form. You have to keep a certain amount in you and dose it in order to keep the effect going. Well, that's why people keep using it. So I wanted it out of me, dude. I was just like, it's over. So I ended the war myself. I just ended it. And the nitrous, I love you, nitrous. If I ever come in any type of situation, I can get nitrous at the store down the street if I'm ever in fucking pain like that. So what I'm telling you is that people get desperate, man. They want to go to a facility. They want to, and I'm not saying don't, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that. I'm not condoning doing this either. I'm giving you my experience. I'm not a doctor.
Continue for half a mile.
I've always wanted to become a pathologist in rare diseases and disorders. I've always wanted to become a pathologist and specializing in subspecializing in autoimmune and rare diseases. majoring in pathology. I still have sorry, I'm a little like, my talking is a little off only because, you know, coming off all that, like it's a little fog. It's nothing crazy. It's probably the last symptom that's in me because, yeah, the opiates are out of you, but your brain's not done telling you fuck you. So, you know, I had a slight chill. It's gone. Got the heat blasting in the car. It's cold outside. You know, but the whippets, they helped me. I didn't feel pain. I didn't feel depression. It stabilized my brain chemistry during it, so I didn't feel suicidal or the need to go to the hospital. And look what I did. I wrote it out. Now imagine during a regular withdrawal. If you guys do this during a regular fucking withdrawal throughout a span of 3, 4, 5 days, the whippets aren't even...
Turn left onto South Street.
$15, you get 30 of them. $30, you can get 50 of them. You know what I mean? Like, I got 100 of them. I don't give a fuck. And it just helped, man. Anytime I felt like the pain was too much,
left onto South Street.
I huffed one and I was fine. Filled up a fucking balloon that big. Huffed it. And I was tripping. But boy, I can imagine acid might do the same thing. I don't take acid or anything. I had one bad acid trip. I'll never do it again because of it. I'm not downing acid at all. I'm not downing shrooms, any psychedelics. But this is me. You know, I don't want anything in me anymore, ever again. I just don't want anything in me.
Turn right onto Kramer Avenue.
But when I tell you guys, it took away 100% of my withdrawal temporarily, with a lingering effect. But your body calms down after that, you know, after the nitrous hit. It also calms down, like your hypothalamus and stuff. So, just letting you guys know, man, it helped me through a precipitated,
500 feet, turn right onto New Jersey
precipitated
35
fucking
south.
withdrawal, which kills people.
Take the next right onto New Jersey 35
I felt like I was gonna die.
In a quarter mile, turn right
At
onto
one
Clinton
point.
Avenue.
I was panicking to a point where I felt like this is it. You know what I'm saying? It's over. I'm gonna fail. My kidneys are gonna fail. My thyroid's gonna fry. I'm in utter panic. And, nah, man, by that 20th hour, it was like everything turned off like a light switch, and it was for the better. I'm glad I suffered it. I'm glad I did what I did to help me get through it, and it helped me. I'm not condoning it. I'm not a doctor, but it helped me. So, sorry. You guys are awesome. I'll make another video as soon as I get out of the doctor's office, maybe a little later. All right, take care.